So, specifically in terms of video games, and, well, only speaking in terms of video games, 2022 has been, and so far is continuing to be, a fantastic year! And I mean that exclusively in terms of video games. We got Pac-Man Museum Plus, Klonoa is coming back after a decade and a half of being dormant with Klonoa Fantasy Reverie, LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga finally came out, haven't played it but I know it's good. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is peak as all get out. We got TMNT Shredder's Revenge, Sonic Frontiers looks really promising. Please don't let that statement age poorly. Mega Man Battle Network is getting a Legacy Collection, the new Mario & Rabbids game looks cool, Spark the Electric Jester 3 is coming out relatively soon, and Freedom Planet 2 is finally coming out in September. Oh, how long I've waited for that! Also, I can't forget about Elden Ring, that's gotta get a mention too now. Looks like a pretty neat game even though I haven't played it. As a fan and connoisseur of controllable electronic experiences, this year has been phenomenal! But just when I think it can't get any better. Just when I think it can't get any better than Kirby or Freedom Planet, I am then suddenly hit with this.
A remake of Pac-Man World is coming soon.
Ah! Pac-Man World is back! Oh my goodness! Pac-Man World is back, guys! We're getting a remake of Pac-Man World that looks dope as hell! The graphics and art direction look so clean, the environments are beautiful, the gameplay looks crisp, but the bosses look so raw. Chrome Keeper has a giant freaking laser beam, Toc-Man has a machine gun fingers and a jetpack, and his design goes so hard, the Galaxy Shadow level looks even crazier. Pac-Man has ledge grabbing mechanics. When he uses the power ability, he gets bigger, smashes everything, and it's so, oh, this looks incredible! What the bag is back, and this time is for real! The pack is back and for real this time! Okay. I think I need to calm down for a second. But seriously, this is so insane! The lead up to this announcement was quite a ride, too. Beforehand, when Pac-Man Museum Plus was shown off, we saw the whole world with those world-like animations, and as such, we all speculated if these models and animations were made for a world remake. This speculation grew even stronger when the game came out and people data mined it, finding unused damage and death animations that were also related to World. This was 100% confirmation that something was up. Now, prior to the release of Museum Plus, I had bought 2 DVD sets of Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures at a flea market, and watched them out of curiosity. Then, all of a sudden, sometime after Museum Plus came out, Ghostly Adventures made a big resurgence through the means of meme culture. And oh boy, if the existence of King Skitty D wasn't of any indication, it was quite a fun time. Yet of course, the Pac is back phrase that was used as a slogan for the series and the theme song for the show had become a meme phrase uttered throughout Twitter and YouTube comment sections. And the timing of that couldn't have been any better. Of course, this was first shown off in the Nintendo Partner Direct. Evidently, I usually only pay attention to the main directs, so I didn't see this reveal as it was shown live. Granted, my setup wasn't the best at the time, so going out of my way to watch and record my reaction wasn't something I planned on doing. I wish I did, though, because it would have been the greatest reaction ever. But I did have a reaction when the news broke out to me. And I certainly recorded it. And of course, it went about how you would have expected. The fucking Pac-Man world is back, what? The motherfucking Pac-Man world is back! Motherfucking Pac-Man world is back! Pac-Man World is back! Pac-Man World is back! Dog, did you hear the news? Pac-Man World is back!
It's happening, guys! It's fucking happening! Oh my fucking Oh, it's happening, guys! It's fucking happening! Holy shit! Oh my... The Pac-Man World is back, guys! Pac-Man World is...
But I think what has me most excited is the fact that this isn't just the same game but with prettier graphics, but rather they're giving it the Zero Mission treatment. This is a full-on reimagining. So far, it seems faithful level design-wise, but they're definitely taking in some liberties. The Power Pellets this time around turned Pac-Man into a giant version of his Mania design, as he can not only eat ghosts, but also smash everything around him. This seems to have been taken from Super Pac-Man, and I think that's really cool. They could possibly do some interesting puzzles with this. They're bringing in the ledge grab from World 2, which is nice. The Galaga Shooter and Bubble Cart levels look to be revamped and look tons of fun. And the bosses have seemingly received the biggest glow up, with the most notable being Chrome Keeper and Toc-Man. Chrome Keeper's fight seems to have been based off the concept art for the fight in the original game. Like, they're actually using ideas that were previously went unused. This is super awesome and really gets me pumped for the possibility of a Pac-Man World 2 Re-Pac, given all that game's unused ideas. Toc-Man has gotten a full-on redesign and it looks slick! He also seems to be a consistent player in the game's narrative, constantly antagonizing Pac-Man as the game goes on, and that'll be a whole lot of fun. There are some things that bug me, though. The butt bounce does look a bit stiff, which it kinda was in the original, but here it looks a bit more that way. It still looks really fun to do, though. The opening cutscene doesn't look like it'll be as funny as in the original, though it would be hard to recapture that 90s FMV magic, I suppose. And then there's also... that. I'll say what I think about that some other time, though. At the end of the day, these are just simple nitpicks. But... yeah! Pac-Man World is back! Pac-Man platformers are back! The Pac is back! I'm just so ready for this. It's just hard to put into words. With both this and the existence of Klonoa Fantasy Reverie, Bandai Namco is pretty much in a redemption phase with their older IPs. In the case of Pac-Man World, I am just so happy. I've waited for something like this for so long. After everything that's gone on, to finally get it is a really special feeling. I've waited for Pac-Man platformers or Pac-Man adventure games to make a return for so long, whether it's World or not. Hell, I've wanted Pac-Man World back so much that I've even searched for possible alternatives and even looked into similarities in other games. I mean, it's most likely coincidental, but there are many aspects of Kirby and the Forgotten Land that feels very similar to Pac-Man World. I could do an entire video talking about that, if you guys would like that. I'm sure some of you may have seen my video on Pac-Man World 2010. Despite the sadness I expressed talking about the cancellation of a promising Pac-Man World successor, I still choose to end the video on a prospect of hope that a return of this type of Pac-Man could still be possible.
While my temperament may say otherwise, I really don't want to end this off on a negative note. There is something I really want to stress. While things may seem dire when it comes to Pac-Man ever getting another platformer or adventure game, hope never really goes away. I know one thing doesn't mean another, but the point is, another attempt at a Pac platformer is still possible in the future. The fanbase behind these games are present enough as is, and I do have a feeling something could be on the horizon. Not to mention, the talk about stuff like the Encore titles gives me hope, so the possibilities are endless. Maybe we can get to that point where maze games and platformers can coexist with each other. But I just have to hope. I can't expect. The fact that this was a thing at some point gives hope that a modern-day Pac-Man World game, or another game in the world style, could be a thing.
And here we are! Look where we are now! This is only the beginning. Who knows what will come next? Like, World 4 is finally a possibility, guys! That said, in order to ensure this, we have to do our parts and actually buy Re-Pac when it comes out. After all, we are the reason it's back, and I want us to be the reason it stays. So it's imperative that we support Pac-Man World Re-Pac, as well as Klonoa Fantasy Reverie, which is already out, by the way, because this video is super late. My bad. So that Bandai Namco knows that we want more of these, and also that we want to see other IPs return as well. So, yeah, I don't have much more to say. I'm pretty freaking hyped. Again, Pac-Man World is finally back, and I'm still wrapping my head around it. Oh, it feels so good. Also, part 4 of the Sonic 06 review is still in the works. It'll be out eventually. Sorry it's taking forever. Anyways, I'm gonna have to pack it up for now. Until next time, I will see you all later.
You know, maybe there's Toc-Man cosplay here at Anime Expo. Oh, that would be amazing. Maybe there's Toc-Man cosplay here at Anime Expo.
Will you shut up, man?